Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. I am Pooja Devedi, and in this segment today we are going to discuss about objective questions from daily current affairs. So let's begin with the practice question of the last segment. Consider the following statements. Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award has been renamed after hockey wizard Major Dhyan Chand. It is an award for lifetime achievement in sports and games, and it's given by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. We have to select the correct statement. Yes, the first statement is correct that the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award has been renamed after the hockey wizard Major Dhyan Chand, and it is not an award for lifetime achievement in sports, but it is an award for 4 years of achievement in sports. And the third statement is correct that it is given by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. So the correct answer to this question is option B. Recently, the Prime Minister announced that renaming of Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award after hockey wizard Major Dhyan Chand will be there. And Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award, now Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award, is the highest sporting award given for the spectacular and most outstanding performance in the field of sports by a sportsperson over a period of 4 years. Moving on, it is given by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Moving on to the next question, consider the following statements regarding no patrolling zone along the line of actual control between India and China. Between India and China, the idea of the no patrolling zone can be traced back to the border war of 1962. The patrolling points for India are decided by the body known as China Study Group, and China Study Group is a secretary level official group that is sole advisor to the central government on the matters related to China. We have to select the correct statement. Yes, LAC, if we talk about the no patrolling points of that, it can be traced back to the border war of 1962 when the Chinese, the PLA of China, infiltrated illegally into the zone of Indian region. And the second statement is also correct that the patrolling points for India are decided by a group known as China Study Group. And also, third statement is definitely correct. The correct answer to this question is option D, all of the above. As India and China troops disengaged from patrolling point 17A near Gogra post, the two sides have followed the template for disengagements from previous points since last year. As the name no patrolling zone suggests, the area becomes a zone where neither side is allowed to patrol. And between India and China, the idea of no patrolling zone can be traced back to 1962. We have discussed these two statements, so we shall move forward. Recently, the Odisha government has given its consent to an ambitious Rs 8,000 crore coastal highway project. Consider the following statements regarding this project. It will connect Odisha's Tangi with West Bengal's Kolkata, and the coastal highway project is proposed under the Centre's Bharatmala Pariyojana, and the National Highway Authority of India will execute this project. We have to select the correct statement. The first statement regarding this project is incorrect because yes, if we talk about the two states, Odisha and West Bengal will be connected. Tangi region of West Bengal will be connected with the West Bengal's district of Digha. Okay, so this is incorrect. The second is correct. Alright, so let's move forward. The correct answer to this question is option B2 only. The Odisha government has given its consent to an ambitious Rs 8,000 crore coastal highway projects under that would connect Odisha's Tangi to West Bengal's Digha, and the 382-kilometer long coastal highway project is proposed under the Centre's Bharatmala Pariyojana, and the National Highway Authority of India will execute this project. Moving on, the state government has given consent to the project after 6 years of its announcement by the Union Road Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari in 2015. Consider the following statements regarding PM Daksh portal. It has been developed by the Ministry of Science and Technology in collaboration with the NEGT. And its objective is to make the skill development schemes accessible to the target groups. The Pradhan Mantri Dakshta or Kushalta Sampann Hitgrahi Yojana is being implemented by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment from the year 2020 to 2021. So, we have to select the correct statement. Okay, the first statement is incorrect because PM Daksh is being implemented and it functions under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. So the first statement is incorrect. The second and the third statements, these two statements are correct. So the correct answer to this question is option C, that is 2 and 3 only. Recently, the PM Daksh portal and PM Daksh mobile app were launched, and portal and mobile app have been developed by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment in collaboration with National E-Governance Division. Objectives are to make the skill development schemes accessible to the target groups. Through these portals and apps, the youth of the target groups will now be able to avail the benefits of skill development training programs more easily. The Pradhan Mantri Dakshata aur Kushalta Sampann Hitagrahi Yojana is being implemented by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment from the year 2020 to 21. Under this Yojana, the eligible target groups are being provided skill development training programs, and these training programs are being implemented through government training institutes, sector skills councils constituted by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and other credible institutions. Moving on, consider the following statements regarding Quit India movement. On 8th August 1942, Mahatma Gandhi launched the Quit India movement at the Bombay session of the All India Congress Committee. The slogan Quit India was coined by Aruna Asif Ali. The Quit India movement was violently suppressed by the British. People were shot, lathi charged, villages burnt, and enormous fines imposed. So we have to select the correct statement. The slogan of Quit India was not given by Aruna Asif Ali but Yusuf Meherali. So the second statement becomes incorrect. The first statement is definitely correct, and the third statement is also correct. So the correct answer to this question should be option C, 1 and 3 only. On the occasion of the 79th anniversary of the Quit India movement, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the spirit of movement resounded across India and energized the youth of our nation. We have discussed the first statement, so we shall move forward. And Gandhiji gave the call do or die in his speech delivered at the Govalia Tank Maidan. Aruna Asif Ali, popularly known as the Grand Old Lady of the independence movement, is known for hoisting the Indian flag at the Govalia Tank Maidan in Mumbai during the Quit India movement. The slogan Quit India was coined by Yusuf Meherali, a socialist and trade unionist who also served as mayor of Mumbai. The immediate cause for the movement was the failure of Trips mission. The Quit India movement was violently suppressed by the British. People were shot, lathi charged, villages burnt, and enormous fines imposed. Moving on, Pensilumpa Glacier, recently seen in the news, is located in which of the following states and union territories? It's located in the UT of Ladakh. The Pensilumpa Glacier is retreating due to increase in temperature and decrease in precipitation during winters. A recent study has found that it is located in Ladakh's Zanskar Valley. The study is based on 4 years of field observations. The study also said that glaciers are now retreating at an average rate of 6.7 plus minus 3 meters per annum. The study conducted by Wadia Institute of Human Geology was published in the journal Regional Environmental Challenge. Moving on, consider the following question with respect to National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. NCLAT is also the appellate tribunal for hearing appeals against the orders passed by NCLTs under Section 61 of the IBC, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code of 2016. NCLAT is also the appellate tribunal to hear and dispose of appeals against any direction issued or decision made or order passed by the Competition Commission of India. We have to select the correct statements. Both these statements are correct. The correct answer to this question is option C, both 1 and 2. A Supreme Court bench led by the Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana on Friday confronted the centre with a list of 240 vacancies of chairpersons, judicial and technical members in tribunals across the country. If we talk about NCLAT, it was constituted under Section 410 of the Companies Act 2013 for hearing appeals against the orders of National Company Law Tribunal. National Company Law Appellate Tribunal is also the appellate tribunal for hearing people's appeals against the orders passed by NCLTs under Section 61 of the IBC 2016. It is also the appellate tribunal for hearing appeals against the orders passed by IBC of India under Section 202 and Section 211 of IBC, and also the appellate tribunal to hear and dispose of appeals against any direction issued or decision made or order passed by the Competition Commission of India. Moving on, consider the following statements with respect to Indian Ocean Rim Association for Regional Cooperation. On 7th March 2007, the IOR ARC was established and a charter was adopted to promote economic and technical cooperation, and it is headquartered in Nairobi, Kenya. So we have to select the statement which is or are incorrect. Yes, if we talk about Indian Ocean Rim Association for Regional Cooperation, it was not established in 2007 but 1997 to provide economic and technical cooperation. So the first statement is incorrect. Second statement is also incorrect because its headquarters is not in Nairobi, Kenya, but even that is in Mauritius. So if we talk about the correct answer to this question is option C, both 1 and 2. And moving on, India's decision to convene an open debate on the UNSC on enhancing maritime security to be chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on August 9 reflects India's international evolution as a maritime nation. On 7th March 1997, IOR ARC was established and a charter was adopted to promote economic and technical cooperation, and also headquartered at Mauritius in Eben. The goal of this regional cooperation is to create a platform for trade and socio-economic as well as cultural cooperation in Indian Ocean Rim area. The Indian Ocean area is home to around 2 billion people, and it is the only pan-India ocean grouping. Consider the following statements with respect to United Nations Declaration on Human Rights. The UNDHR is a treaty, so it does directly create a legal obligation for countries, and India took an active part in drafting the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights, so we have to select the correct statement. The United Nations Declaration is not a treaty, so it doesn't provide any sort of legal obligation, so the first statement is incorrect. And the second statement is correct, that India took an active part in drafting of that UNDHR. So second is correct, first is incorrect. The correct answer is option B, 2 only. Moving on to the explanation, Chief Justice of India, N.V. Ramana, on Sunday said, police stations pose the highest threat to human rights and dignity, which are sacrosanct. The 30 rights and freedoms include civil and political rights, like the right to life, liberty, free speech, privacy, economic, social and cultural rights, like the right to social security, health, education, etc. India took an active part in drafting the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights, and it's not a treaty, so it does not directly create legal obligation for countries. Moving on, consider the following statements with respect to tribes in India. According to the 2011 census, tribals make up 8.6% of the India's population, and there are over 700 tribal groups in India, out of which around 25 are particularly vulnerable tribal groups. The Kol comprise the largest tribal group in India. We have to select the correct statement. Yes, according to the census of 2011, the tribal population is 8.6%, and there are over 700 tribal groups in India. But if we talk about particularly vulnerable tribal groups, they are 75 in number and not 25. So the second statement is incorrect. The Kol doesn't comprise the largest group in tribes, but Gond do. This tribe. So the second and the third are incorrect. The first is correct. The correct answer is option C, 1 only. World Tribal Day or International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples is observed on 9th of August every year. The day is aimed at promoting and protecting the rights of the world's indigenous population and to acknowledge the contributions that indigenous people make towards world issues such as environmental protection. The day recognizes the first meeting of the United Nations Working Group on Indigenous Population. According to 2011 census, tribals make up 8.6% of India's population, and there are over 700 tribal groups in India, out of which 75 are PVTGs. Also, the Gond comprise the largest tribal group of India. The largest number of tribal communities are found in Odisha. Moving on, consider the following statements with respect to Sundarbans. The Sundarbans was designated as a biosphere reserve by UNESCO in 2001. The Sundarbans Delta is one of the 3 mangrove forests in the world inhabited by tigers. We have to select the correct statement. Yes, the Sundarbans were designated as a biosphere reserve by UNESCO in 2001. But the Sundarbans are the only mangroves to be inhabited by tigers. So the second statement is incorrect. So the correct answer to this question would be option A, that is 1 only. Unregulated inflow of relief to the Sundarbans has resulted in a new crisis in the cyclone battered region, that is plastic waste. Sundarbans are a vast contiguous mangrove forest ecosystem in the coastal regions of Bay of Bengal spread over India and Bangladesh on the delta of world's largest delta, Ganga, Brahmaputra and Meghna rivers. Sundarbans was designated as a biosphere reserve by UNESCO in 2001. And the Sundarbans Delta is the only mangrove forest in the world inhabited by tigers. Moving on to the practice question, consider the following statements. According to a new study by ICMR and IRRH, India has the second highest number of snake bites cases in the world. The snake bite envenoming, that is poisoning from snake bites, was classified by the WHO as a high priority neglected tropical disease. We have to select the incorrect statement. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.